And it's that time of the year again, folks, for AEW's Revolution 2021 edition. Boy, do we have a stacked card for you, by the way. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We finally have the winner of the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament going on to face the AEW Women's World Championship. We've got a street fight that will basically mark the in-ring AEW debut of WWE Hall of Famer Sting, who will come out of retirement for his first match since WWE's Night of Champions in September of 2015, which actually did happen in my city. No, I didn't go, but yeah. We also have a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, a big money match between Matt Hardy and Adam Page. We've got a Face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship shot, a Casino Tag Team Royale for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match, which is not even double or nothing, yet we got this casino action in anyways. And I have saved the absolute best for last to mention, an exploding barbed wire death match between Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. If that alone doesn't get you excited, are you even human? Don't answer that question. That's a rhetorical question, for real, because the answer is obvious. Man, oh man, oh man, it's gonna be something here, and I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, by the way, this will actually be AEW's first pay-per-view to be held on a Sunday as well. Due to unwanted conflicts with the Canelo Alvarez and Vinny Yildirim boxing bout in Miami Gardens, Florida, on the originally scheduled date of February 27th, Revolution was rescheduled for Sunday, March 7th. They wanted to do it on Saturday, March 6th, but the date fell through because UFC 259 was scheduled for that same night, and they didn't want to have any conflicts. Thus, welcome to AEW's first Sunday pay-per-view. I'm CoffeeLover239, and with me, as always, is Orange Cassidy's personal hype man, Heavy.
Hey guys, it's gonna be a good show. Let's get ready to suck some penis.
Oh, good. No, we're not going there. And of course, with me, as always, as well, is our resident Jon Moxley stan, Steven.
What's up, everyone? It's Friday.
Friday the 5th. And why don't we go ahead and get into it, because we have quite a bit to cover here. Now, our first match on the chopping block today is the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, versus the Inner Circle, specifically Chris Jericho and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, in a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Now, on the January 20th episode of Dynamite, a Tag Team Battle Royale was announced for Beach Break, with the winners getting an AEW World Tag Team Championship match against the Young Bucks at Revolution. Young Bucks also participated, and had they won, they could have chosen their opponents. Chris Jericho last eliminated Dante Martin of Top Flight to win the Battle Royale, earning himself and Inner Circle stablemate MJF a tag title match at Revolution. The Young Bucks later announced they would defend the titles against Santana and Ortiz of the Inner Circle in the February 17th episode of Dynamite, where they retained to keep them as defending champions against Jericho and MJF at Revolution. So yeah, it seems like the Inner Circle have now set their sights on the Bucks themselves, and with that tag team victory, they should definitely be able to. I feel like the partnership with Jericho and MJF is really coming more and more into its own, quite frankly, and that this match here will absolutely put their partnership to the test, basically, against them good Christian boys. This is definitely going to be an entertaining match. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, I'm not too sure about where Matt Jackson is in regards to his MCL injury. I'm not too sure he's fully recovered, but that shouldn't really play a factor into it since he's been doing well at the wrestling last few weeks anyway. So I think this is just a vehicle to, further strengthen the bond between Jericho and MGF. So when the turn comes from either one of them, if it was more raw, if it was more emotional, and I think the only way to make that feel as such is to have them pull the trigger on the makeshift tag team of Jericho and MGF, who've been performing quite well recently, to become tag champions. I think further in the night, there's a match that I'm making predictions based on what happens in this match. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jericho and MGF for this match.
Ooh, risky, aren't we? Steven, who do you think's gonna win? Steven? Oh, hell, what is he doing now?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Who do you think's gonna win?
I think it's hard to say because Chris Jericho, he's a 7-time tag team champion on his own, and
Yeah, but on the other hand, you don't know it.
I think Young Bucks still got this. I think
This is kind of a tough one, and already we're at the first match, and already I have to play a tiebreaker here now.
I think the one who's gonna dethrone the Young Bucks would be the Private Party.
It could work, but back to this here though. Yeah, I have to play Peacemaker. Try to break the tie early on. It's kind of tough. On the one hand, where you really don't know where the Bucks could go, basically, although they could have capable matches with just about every other tag team on the roster. On the other hand, there's a lot more potential with Chris Jericho and MJF. I don't know. I think I'll play it safe for now and go with the Bucks since I'm not really sure, but you really can't go wrong with either team. Let's go to the next match. And next on our table is Team Taz, that's Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, versus Darby Allin and Sting. Now, at Winter is Coming on December 2nd, 2020, Sting made his AEW debut, saving Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, and AEW TNT champion Darby Allin from a beatdown by Team Taz, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Sting continued to make appearances to save Allin from Team Taz, finally getting physically involved to prevent interference from Starks and assists Allin in retaining his championship against Cage at New Year's Smash Night 2. On the January 20th, 2021 episode of Dynamite, the stable's manager Taz stated that he wanted to take the fight to the streets and issued a challenge to Allin and Sting. The next day, it was announced that Allin and Sting would face Team Taz, Cage, and Starks in a street fight at Revolution, marking Sting's first match in AEW and his first match in over 5 years since coming out of retirement in 2016. If that alone doesn't get you intrigued, I'm not sure what will. It's kind of crazy to think that Sting came out of retirement, but given that Edge managed to come out of retirement and now Christian seemingly, I suppose anything is possible really at this point. But looking at this match here, it's clear that Sting is more of a background player to the main stars, Allin and, well, Cage and Starks. They're probably going to be the ones carrying this match more often than not. And the pairing, I guess, for Darby Allin and Sting does make sense, both with their own kind of unique, darkish look, both have their own kind of face paint as well, and yeah, and kind of, I suppose, a perfect antithesis to Team Taz, being a thorn in Taz and his team's side, and, you know, I really don't have much else. I'm going to be honest, a lot of these matches probably do speak for themselves, and don't really have much else to say, but other than this is probably one to also keep an eye out for. Heavy, who do you think's going to win?
I think people have different opinions on this match, but I think it's quite simple. Who's going to win? It's going to come back to about Minneapolis later, but there's two reasons why I think Team Taz is going to win. One, Sting does not need the win. You know, he's 61 now. There's nothing to gain from. Yeah, there's nothing to gain from him winning. The only reason he should be winning any wrestling matches is to go against up and comers who haven't really made a name for themselves, unlike Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. Realistically, if we're talking about realism here, Ricky Starks shouldn't even be losing to Sting. I know Sting's an icon, a legend, whatever, but he's not the same man he was 20 years ago. He's not even the same man he was 5 years ago, or when he faced Rollins. So. Ring rust will play a factor into that. Another reason is Darby Allin's a TNT champion. I know that there's a ladder match when it becomes a one contender, but we don't know if that's going to be like super soon or super far from now. Wouldn't be too bad to have another contender against Darby. It doesn't matter whether it's Starks or Cage, both of them I feel have good chemistry with Darby, so maybe have them beat Darby and Sting. We have a new TNT Championship number one contender alongside a ladder match winner. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Team Taz on this one.
Interesting. And Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
I think it's gonna be Darby Allin. You know, Darby's the TNT champion, for crying out loud.
Oh, good grief. You guys are gonna really make me flip another coin again now at this point. Second match, and I get to do it again. Yay, not. It's tough. I mean, Darby is probably really the one, like, if someone had to take a pin in this match, hypothetically, it should probably be Sting, basically. I mean, you don't want any of the more youngerish guys here. You don't want any of them looking weak at the end of it all. And it probably makes sense when you word it like that, Heedy. But on the other hand, Steven raises a good point about Darby Allin being the TNT champion and all. But then again, him not taking the pin in this match, and it would probably be Sting, would alleviate that. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the more risky option this time and go with Team Taz on this one, quite frankly. They've probably been booked pretty strong enough as of late as well, and I think they probably could capitalize more on the momentum they've got going forward from this pay-per-view, like into this pay-per-view and then beyond. So, yeah, I'll go with Team Taz on this one. And our next match is Hikaru Shida versus Ryomi Izunami for the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, where is it? Where the hell? Here it is. Also on the January 20th episode of Dynamite, AEW announced a 16-woman single elimination tournament to determine the number one contender for AEW Women's World Championship, with the winner receiving a title shot at Revolution. And yes, I will say it like that every time because, yeah. The tournament was broken into two separate brackets, 8 women competing in the US, and the other 8 competing in Japan. The winner of each bracket faced each other in the tournament final on the March 3rd episode of Dynamite to determine the overall winner and number one contender for the AEW Women's World Championship at Revolution. The US bracket began during the February 10th episode of Dynamite at Daly's Place. Or not Dynamite, like just February 10th in general. Yeah, Daly's Place. Probably dark. Well, it just kind of depends. They kind of alternated between the tournament. And Japan bracket began on February 15th and aired on AEW's YouTube channel, broadcasting from Ice Ribbon Dojo. In addition to Dynamite and YouTube, tournament matches aired on February 28th during a Bleacher Report special, which also featured a 6-woman tag match, where the team of Hikaru Shida, Mei Suruga, and Rin Kadokura defeated the team of Emi Sakura, Veni, and Maki Ito. And why don't we go ahead and run down this bracket here real quick. So, what did we have? Starting with the first round, well, let's just run through each side individually. Let's start with the American side of things. Thunder Rosa defeated Layla Hirsch in round of 16, the first round. Riho, despite being Japanese, competed in the American bracket, defeating Serena Deeb in the first round to move on to the quarterfinals. Nyla Rose also defeated Kai Tani to move on to the quarterfinals, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeated Maddie Rinkowski, who basically was an alternate, replacing Anna Jay, who had a dislocated shoulder injury and was forced to withdraw. So that was this there for the first round. In the quarterfinals, Thunder Rosa defeated Riho, and Nyla Rose defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Moving on into this round, you then had Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose, and in the semifinals, fucking Nyla Rose won. I'm going to be honest, we've already seen her in the title picture, and I just want some fresh blood. And if you're giving me the choice between the two, the choice is obvious. Thunder Rosa, she's probably one of the better women that AEW has on their roster. Thanks to their...
It should have been Anna Jay, but she got injured.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. And geez, even Britt Baker I would have taken, basically, because I feel like she's improved a hell of a whole lot as well, ever since her initial debut. And moving to the Japanese side of things, Yuka Sakazaki defeated Mei Suruga in the first round. Emi Sakura defeated Veni in the first round. Ryo Mizunami defeated Maki Ito in the first round. And Aja Kong defeated Rin Katakura in the first round. Going into the quarterfinals, Yuka Sakazaki defeated Emi Sakura to move on to the semifinals, and Ryo Mizunami defeated Aja Kong by countout to move into the semifinals as well. Eventually, Ryo Mizunami defeated Yuka Sakazaki to go into the finals themselves, where Mizunami won, basically, and now she's going to face Hikaru Shida. Looking at Shida's reign, you have to be shocked with how long they've given it to her, I kind of suppose. It's been 286 plus days for her reign. She won the belt from Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing that year, in 2020, when the world was going to hell. Excuse me, and yeah, I don't know if I can really muster up the excitement for it. I know there are people in the IWC who love Joshi, like it's the second coming of NXT in its prime or whatever, but I just don't have the time for it, okay? I just don't have the time. I still have a life outside of all of this, believe it or not. I think most of us do, and even then, it's just there's only so many hours in a day to watch wrestling. You practically have to have your whole life consumed by it to even give a shot for the Joshis, quite frankly, and just... man, oh man, oh man. Look, I'm sure the match will be fine and all. This is probably one of my more least excited matches on the card. Edie, who do you think's gonna win?
Honestly, this tournament, I feel it should be a catalyst. It should be a vehicle to get all these Joshi wrestlers onto AEW, either as just more, paper appearance deals, or even sign them to a full-time contract. Because I saw Mesa Ryuga, I've seen Riho, Yuka Sakazaki, all before Emi Sakura too, and they'd be great as full-time members of the roster. So I mean, I would have liked to see anyone else, maybe a Britt Baker, maybe a Riho, maybe a Mesa Gura, Mizunami. You know what? It's better than Nyla Rose, and I was fearing that's where this whole tournament was going to end up, with another Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida match, which no one needs right now.
I agree.
But at least for another year. I don't think that. I'm not even too sure if Mizunami signed. I don't think she is. So to have her beat Shida for the title now, I feel will be a bit pointless. Have her put on a great show. Have her be real close encounter, but I feel like we're still yet to see Shida lose the title. And I know some people didn't like that, but she is the face of the women's division, probably one of the top stars, if not the top star, depending on who you talk to in AEW. And I feel like they want to give her another win and strengthen her reign, which I'm all for. So I'm going to go with Shida for this.
I see. Steven, who do you think's going to win?
Shida. And she is the longest any champion in
AEW Women's World Champion. And yeah, I'm going to have to agree with both of you as well.
She did beat Mox World Champion back then.
I don't know if we can quite go that far, but okay, look, it's different playing fields. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Shida on this one. I'm not quite sure I see Mizunami quite capturing the belt, and I see what they're trying to do here with Shida. I just wish Shida maybe had some better opponents. Like maybe eventually we can get her into a feud with. We can get her into a feud with Britt Baker. God, I really miss Chris Statlander, though. It seems like her injuries really... those ACL injuries are no joke, people. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shida to retain. Next up on the table is Adam Page versus Matt Hardy in a big money match where the winner receives the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings. Now, after being kicked out of the Elite, Hangman Adam Page would find himself being courted by the Dark Order to join their ranks, which he refused every single time. At the same time, Page was also being scouted by Big Money Matt Hardy. On the February 10th episode of Dynamite, Hardy brought out to a bar to celebrate their tag team win 1 week prior and coaxed a seemingly drunken Page into signing a contract to become his manager, with Hardy taking a 30% of Page's earnings. So basically the Valve developer cut for when you put a game on Steam. The next week on Dynamite, Page revealed that he actually swapped the contract which Hardy unknowingly signed for a big money match at Revolution. If Hardy loses, Page gets 100% of Hardy's 2021 first quarter earnings. Hardy then told Page if he claims to be an honorable man, he should put his earnings on the line, which Page agreed to. This has been a nice little side feud here. Not really a major one per se, and this one has been kind of more developing on BTE of sorts. We get to see more of Big Money Matt Hardy, which is basically, I suppose, the next evolution in Matt Hardy's character. It's kind of interesting as becoming a more villainous manager a la Bobby the Brain Heenan. It's been pretty entertaining, to say the least. Maybe not as good as some of his other stuff, but for what he's doing, I do get a kick out of it nonetheless here. And this has been kind of a nice side little thing that seemingly will wrap up, or maybe continue on a little bit more, depending on how the match goes. But we shall see. Heathy, who do you think's going to win?
I've got an interesting theory on who's going to win here. So here's the thing: if Adam Page were to win here, the whole premise is you get a crap load of money for first quarter earnings if you win the match or the other wrestler, and we know Matt Hardy is on a big money contract. I think that's not even just kayfabe. That's probably just what's happening right now for real.
You don't call him Big Money Matt for nothing.
Exactly. So if Adam Page were to win, you could sell the story that, Adam Page has come into a lot more money, he's getting more while he's drinking a lot more, he's going off the rails more. But I feel like they've done that story not to death, but it's starting to wear out that, Adam Page, get it, he's a drunk.
Right.
I don't think they can do that for so much longer without the fans getting sick of it.
Or at least a significant advancement in the story, that is.
Yeah, you can't just have him drinking, I don't know, whiskey every week and say, this is character development. If that was character development, I'd be so nuanced in real life. But
same thing for me. For every time I've gotten drugs since WrestleMania 35, 36, and even Royal Rumble 2021, which has kind of led me to a more interesting thing to happen in my life. But that's another story for another time. Continue.
So that's not what I think is going to happen. I think Matt Hardy's going to win, and this is why. You say how how Adam Page is in the side feud and he really should be in the world title scene. I feel like this could be a really interesting and clever way of facilitating a move to the main event scene. You could have Matt Hardy beat Adam Page. Matt Hardy takes all of Adam Page's earnings. Suddenly Adam Page is not dirt poor, but he's going to have to be more frugal, not spend as much. He may have to quit the alcohol, and that may
shape him, basically.
And may get him more focused on the wrestling.
Exactly.
Sort of like a forced rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. So for that reason, I'm going with a Big Money Matt to win.
And by the way, just because I mentioned it as a side view doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It's more or less just a side thing away from the main event, but it's not necessarily a bad thing per se. Steven, who do you think's going to win?
I agree with Heavy on this, actually. I was gonna say Matt Hardy because of the whole drinking thing, because he might stop with the whole drinking thing.
I might as well go ahead and...
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with both of you and go for the unanimous side. I know it kind of seems... And go with Matt Hardy. I know it kind of seems counterproductive, basically, in a way, to have Adam Page lose to Matt Hardy, considering Page is the younger star compared to Hardy, and the veteran is normally the one with their back on the mat looking up at the lights. But sometimes you need to switch things up every once in a while. And of the significant development, if Page were to win, I'm not sure what you could really, really do further. Trying to think this out. I probably need more time to think about it. But for now, I think I'm going to agree with both of you. And I'm going to go with Big Money, Matt Hardy to win. Next on the table, we have the Face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship match. And what contestants do we have? Well, we have Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Penta, El Zero, Mideo. I gotta learn how to do the gestures there, by the way. I haven't looked at it too much. Also versus Lance Archer, versus Max Caster, versus a mystery entrant. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 announced entrants and 1 we don't know. So, add winter... No, wait, that's not the run there. Where is it? Here it is. On the February 17th episode of Dynamite, a 6-man ladder match was announced for Revolution, where the winner receives a future match for the TNT Championship. Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, and Penta El Zero Miedo were announced as the first 3 participants. They were the first 3 wrestlers to agree to the terms for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. The remaining spots would be determined in qualifying matches, with Lance Archer versus Rey Fenix on the February 24th episode of Dynamite. And even though Rey Fenix fell a bit short here, I'm pretty sure he's still got other action tonight as well, or that night, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And the crazy thing is, it looks like we have a mystery entrant. We don't even know. Or what if I go to the website here? What if I go to the website? I wonder if something was added, but I just missed it because some things weren't properly up to date. Hell, if you look at the participants for the casino tag royale match, yeah. But anyways, taking a look at some of this, I do have to say I'm always a sucker for ladder matches here. But if we take a look here, no, it looks like those are the only guys that we have announced. Oof. So if you see the picture and you don't see anyone else, yeah. So I guess this mystery entrant here, or surprise entrant, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Either way, these ladder matches are always typically worth something, or maybe less so in WWE, but we're not there. We are here in AEW, so hopefully it should be a slight step up here. You've got a good range of participants, each varied with their own style as well, basically, so you definitely have a good mix of people in this match, I'd say so. And I have to say, this should definitely be another match to keep an eye out for. Nothing else left to add, so Healy, who do you think's going to win?
I mean, before we go into who I think is going to win, I was using the bathroom earlier. Did you say who you thought was going to be the mystery participant?
No, I haven't, actually, because I'm not sure.
Okay, well, have a think about that while I talk. First of all, I'm going to make a educated guess. This man has been on TV recently, from what I can tell. I believe he was at Impact's last pay-per-view with this really weird segment / match that kind of fell on its ass a bit, and this guy, he wouldn't do well in NXT. I feel like he's destined for AEW, maybe. I think he's going to make his debut in this match. So my prediction, first of all, for who I think is going to be the mystery participant is Mr. Ethan Page. That's my prediction there. And I don't think he's going to win, however. I feel like there's more interesting victory to go to a different person here. I don't think Cody needs it. Scorpio Sky, I mean, I feel like AEW sort of missed the boat on a single run with him. If they wanted to do so, they would have capitalized on this mini push they had going for him on AEW Dark and Sting's Short Spears.
Yeah, but that kind of went nowhere, and he's barely even featured on the main show, but it is what it is.
In a most respectable way possible, I feel like he's just there to fill the numbers. He's a great wrestler, and I'm sure a great person, but he's not going to win this match. Which leaves Penta El Zero Miedo and Lance Archer. I don't think Max Cass is going to win, so
that's fair.
Yeah, so we've seen Lance Archer go. We haven't seen him go for the TNT title.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to stick to who I think's going to win. I think Penta versus Darby Allin be a seriously good match. I don't know how the styles would mesh, but I'm sure they would. Darby Allin seems to have a good match with a lot of people. So I can't really elaborate further. I think it's going to be Penta El Zero Miedo going to win this match, and the mystery participant is Ethan Page for me.
Interesting. Steven, who do you think's going to win?
Me, I think the mystery partner is. We haven't seen him in. I haven't seen him since 2014. He came back to WWE in that 2013 All-Star Money in the Bank. He won the Money in the Bank back in 2000 before all that, cash out John Cena. Won WWE champion. He was ECW champion. Rob Van Dam.
It could be.
And I think he might win. Rob Van Dam is going to either win. Oh, if one of the participates not somebody in, I would say Lance Archer.
So interesting. it's not exactly a coin toss here when you have 6 people in the match. I'm really not sure who to pick. I mean, it could tie into that whole signing, that special Hall of Fame worthy talent that will be a huge surprise and huge asset that recent signee to AEW, Paul White, formerly The Big Show, would know. Now, I feel like RVD would be the one to fit that bill for the signing, but I'm not sure he'd quite be a mystery person for this match. You both pose pretty good arguments, but I'm not sure. I'll put them one down for Ethan Page for now. And as for who I think should win this,
I don't know who Ethan Page even is, first of all.
you probably haven't watched enough Impact, and neither have I, but I still get around, so yeah. And as to who to pick, yeah, we could rule out Caster, Sky, and Rhodes. I think Penta actually might be the best option here, quite frankly. Yeah, I'll go with Penta El Zero Mideo. Yeah, that'd be my choice. Alright, boys and girls, it's time to get yourselves amped up because here we go. Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley in an exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think this is the first any barbed wire kind of exploding death match, whatever the hell, in general, in AEW. You really think that all that crazy stuff there was before? No, we're stepping it up. We're dealing with some of the real shit here. The real shit. I don't know why I had to do the mute thing. Whatever. Ooh boy, let's just get into the details. Also at Winter is Coming, Kenny Omega won the AEW World Championship from Jon Moxley with assistance from his close friend and Impact Wrestling's Vice President, Don Callis. Over the next few weeks, Omega would make appearances on Impact and reunite with his former Bullet Club stablemates and close friends, and the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, who would also make appearances on Dynamite to attack Moxley. At Beach Break on February 3rd, Omega and the Good Brothers defeated Moxley and Death Triangle members Ray, Phoenix, and Pac. On the February 17th episode, Moxley was again attacked by the Good Brothers and Omega, and it was revealed that Moxley had added a rematch for the championship in the contract that he and Mox previously signed for their match at Winter is Coming. Omega agreed to the rematch, but in order to end the feud between them, Omega said the match would be an exploding, barbed wire death match. This is the type of shit you only would normally see in Japan, people. And this type of shit, if you thought the friggin' lights out unsanctioned match they had at Full Gear 2019 was insane, oh boy, you probably ain't seen nothing yet.
I wish we had a crowd for this one.
I mean, we will have a crowd, just not a big one. You'd want a big crowd, one that could sell out a fucking arena, basically. Sadly, that is not the case. And, yeah, but still, this is gonna be one insane fucking match. We haven't really seen these type of death matches done on American soil a hell of a whole lot over the years. And you throw in and I'd say honestly, the build between the feud that Omega and Mox have had is definitely warrants this at one point. And yeah, faint of heart, for all the people who couldn't stomach the pain of that lights out match, I'd hate to see how they fare against this. Still, this is probably my most looked forward to match of the evening, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
I am really looking forward to this match. I don't think it'll be match of the night. It will be, shock factor, shock value. That it will definitely be match of the night in that regard. I don't think we'll be seeing much technical wrestling for these two. No. I'm not sure if any of you have seen this, but about 18 hours ago at time of recording, there was a hype package for the Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch released, and Deathmatch legend Atsushi Onita, he innovated the deathmatch style in Japan, and AEW getting him in to talk about the aspect of this match just gave it that bit more gravitas, lending to the history. It's really good when a company doesn't have to rely on their own history, but just allows themselves to tap into the history
actual
of wrestling
history
in the past.
in general.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that package on the Go Home edition of Dynamite, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I know, but I don't know how it's going to play out. I know he's going to. I'm pretty sure I know he's going to win. It's not it's not Omega's time to lose. I think it's just a way of giving Moxley one last shot at the title before he goes and does something different. Maybe with Kingston, maybe with Archer. Who knows anymore? Um, yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the most predictable matches of the card. Not in terms of how it's going to play out, but who's going to win. But I'm really excited to see this match. I think Omega's going to pull out the victory somehow, probably with the help of Don Callis. But yeah, I'm going to go with Omega in what's sure to be an excruciatingly hard to watch match.
Mm-hmm. And Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
I want my boy to win. I want Moxley to win, but Kenny just got that title, so Omega, Moxley still my favorite.
I know, Steven. And I'm gonna go with Omega as well. Looks like we're all unanimous. No surprise. Plus, Moxley has a kid on the way, so, yeah. So that's gonna be something, too. So he's probably gonna take some time off for that. And this match here, if you're really gonna write him out, why not go the extra mile, basically, to do so? And this match is probably a little bit more than perfect for that, so I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega to retain on this one. Long live the cleaner. Next up on the table, after that exciting last match, we now have possibly a dud of a match to talk to. Actually, I think this might be my least favorite match, match that I am looking the least amount to for this coming Sunday. Miro and Kip Sabian versus the best friends, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Sadly, Trent is out with an injury, so, yeah, Cassidy's filling in here, and oh boy. There's no listed description here for the match because who honestly gives a fuck. But what I can tell you is that basically, yeah, Kip and Penelope finally tied the knot in a wedding segment that was, well, not as disastrous as, say, the Lana Bobby Lashley thing from all those months ago. Actually, it was more like, not even months ago. It was like a few months and a year ago. Jesus Christ, it really... yeah, and it still was not good, to say the least, and unfortunately, yeah. And of course, the wedding went to hell. I think they had, what was his name? I forget, the officiator, James, what was it?
It's James Mitchell.
Yeah, James Mitchell, the name is coming to mind, although I have to pull it up here. Here it is, the manager. You can almost mistake him for Kevin Sullivan, but I digress. So yeah, James Mitchell officiating it. Miro skipping the whole speak now or forever hold your peace madness. Basically, nope, no objections. And then at the end, everything goes to hell. Miro destroys a box that he thinks Cassidy is hiding in. But no, Cassidy's hiding in the king. Ironically, he did it much better than Miro himself did it in WWE, basically. With Cassidy being Cassidy. And Chuck Taylor, who was basically forced to be the personal servant of Kip and his band of people. Yeah, that was not fun at all. And yeah, him handcuffing Miro, and yeah, it was just blah.
Coffee, I need to use the bathroom real quick.
All right, go on, man. We'll probably still be here for a little while. Yeah, the whole thing was just a friggin' bleh, just like every other wedding segment before. Except maybe the Test Stephanie ordeal, and then Stephanie was drugged, basically, by Triple H, and they get hitched in Vegas while Stephanie's passed out. I don't know. Wedding segments have never had the best track record in the history of wrestling, and this was certainly no better. And now we're gonna blow this fucking feud off. Ironically, because of everything the way it's gone down, it looks like you think it would be building to Miro and Sabian breaking up, basically, and Miro actually going to do his thing, because he could definitely be a strong asset in the TNT Championship picture. But with this whole thing, he really hasn't been built as such, and it's kind of been a bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little bit of a letdown. But hey, I guess we all have to start somewhere. I don't even really know. Hey, who do you think's gonna win? help me.
Okay, can I read an excerpt from my book that I made for Orange Cassidy?
Oh God, you wrote a book? You
Yeah.
absolute madman of a hype man! Oh
Okay, I'm gonna
just
leave the
do
build.
it.
I'm just gonna go straight to it. Okay.
Just do
And
it.
please, just try to be quiet, even if you want to say something. I need to.
Alright, alright. I'll mute for a bit, but that doesn't mean I won't be laughing my ass off here.
Okay. I knew how much Orange Cassidy liked being spanked, so I began hitting his bottom with the spatula. After a while, his buttocks were turning a dark shade of pink, and his moans were getting deeper. Sensing an approaching orgasm, I turned to my knees and began to finger Orange Cassidy, first slowly, then faster and faster. The moans became louder and louder until Orange Cassidy abruptly pulled back. Ugh! Orange said. At least that's what I thought she said. Orange and I kept going, and she kept yelling. Oh, fucking stop, please. We all stopped suddenly. What is it? Is everything okay? Are you okay? I said. Yeah, I think so. The fingernails hurt, he said, holding up my hand with the turquoise blue nails wet with juices. It's hurt, and not in a good way. Not so hard. I apologized profusely. I didn't know, honestly. You were so into the painful stuff, I just got carried away. Let's take a break for drinks, I proposed, pouring water and handing them over to the two gorgeous women alongside Orange Cassidy. After we all drank water, I refilled the glasses with wine and my semen, and we all collapsed onto the bed together. We sat silently drinking for a few minutes when Orange broke the silence. So, I'm not gonna lie, I thought to myself, who the fuck is me? I thought the same thing. Orange slapped my leg hard. In French, I was trying to stay in character and be your guy's little French maid slut. Oh, I chuckled. Literally, that's what I said, Orange remarked. We sat on the bed naked for a while, laughing and talking about what we had experienced together. After a while, Orange turned to me and asked, so what events do you have planned for us this afternoon? I said, not to make love. Oh, fuck. Okay, thank you.
And who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, best friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, Orange Cassidy's personal hype man has finally gone there and has done the unthinkable. Shockingly, you didn't actually break me that time. Not yet, but then again, I guess because this is kind of used to. You know, with your narration, if we ever get famous, if we ever rise above all the hate, and believe me, we've had one of them, and I guarantee you thou who shall not be named is gonna may find a way to use that, but I don't know. I don't genuinely know. Yeah, you know, if you could actually, you could probably do really well as one of those narrating segments on Botchamania, where they have, like, some semi-famous wrestling YouTuber narrating out of the documentary, basically, or narrating, like, reading out of someone's biography. You could probably do that, actually. God, I wonder... Ooh, Orange Cassidy girlfriend. Whatever. We don't have time for that. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
It's gonna be Miro Kip Sabian.
Alright, so you saying Miro and Kip Sabian, and who did you say again to win?
Miro and Kip Sabian.
Oh, jeez. Should I go the unanimous route? This is tough. This is fucking tough. You know what? I feel like I'm gonna just be the odd one out and go with the best friends. Truth be told, I feel like there has to be inevitably the breakup between Miro and Sabian. I don't think their partnership can last much longer, and that something inevitably has to give, and it has to break. Now, prediction behind the scene is subject to change, but for now I'm going to say the best friends, and let's just go on to the next match before something else happens. Okay, next up, after that madness, is the Casino Tag Team Royale for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. There's a lot of people here, so please bear with me. It's Bear Country, Bear Boulder, and Bear Bronson versus the Dark Order, and there's several groups of them competing. We have Alex Reynolds and John Silver, and then Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, and then Alan Angels and Preston Vance versus the Inner Circles, Santana and Ortiz, versus the Butcher, the Blade, versus Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, versus Top Flight, Darius and Dante Martin, versus Death Triangle, Pac and Ray Phoenix, versus Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr., versus the Seidel brothers, Matt and Mike, versus SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, versus the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, versus Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico, versus the Gun Club, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn, and yeah, I already mentioned the other members of the Dark Order. There's no need in repeating them off again. On February 26, a men's tag team variation of the AEW Casino Battle Royale was scheduled for Revolution called the Casino Tag Team Royale. The order of entrance is based on a lottery. 2 tag teams start the match, and every 90 seconds a new team enters. Individual eliminations occur when a wrestler has gone over the top rope and both feet hit the floor. A team is eliminated when both members of the team have been ruled out of the match. The match ends when one wrestler of a team is left. The winning tag team earns a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. 7 teams have been confirmed, and oh my god, is there more? Bear Country, Dark Order, Inner Circle, Butcher Blade, Private Party, Top Flight, Varsity Blondes, Seidel Brothers, SoCal Uncensored, Natural Nightmares, Chaos Project, Gun Club. That's 12 teams in total. You can't fit more men in that fucking ring without it friggin' collapsing or something. I don't know. Oh, come on.
They've all got fat asses.
Badasses all night long. You got some badasses. The only one chance you had no chance, but you... Okay, I have enough of the Scott Steiner. I'm surprised the Steiner brothers haven't made an... never mind. I was going to say something about them, but it's not worth it. Oh, God. 12 teams, and I don't even know where to start. So, Petey, who do you think's going to win?
Time for Punchy! Who I think's gonna win? I don't know. I feel like... Okay, here's the thing. I think there's gonna be another tag team in this match. Do you want to know who I think's gonna be?
Who?
Arn Anderson and Diamond Dallas Page. And you want to know why?
Why?
Diamond Dallas Page puts the DP in DDP Yoga, and the DP stands for double penetration.
Oh, for God's sake. You...
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty... Otherwise, it would say versus TBA. Yeah,
Hits,
but go
booty, asshole. We love it.
on. Come on. Just for real.
Okay, who I think is gonna win? I mean, part of me wanted to say the Hurt Business, but I'm gonna go with Death Triangle. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go with your mum. I mean, I'm gonna go with Santana and Ortiz.
Interesting choice. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
It's going to be the Usos because
If you don't you start. Oh God, are we really doing this? I love me casino shit, you know. I really do.
See where my cheeks meet.
Stop it. Okay, now we're starting to go off the rails again. Steven, hey.
Okay. I think it's going to be the New Day.
Stop it. Give me an actual team from this list, or I swear to God, I will kick your ass.
Private Party.
Okay, there you go. He says friggin' Inner Circle, Santana and Ortiz. Steven says Private Party. I don't fucking know. There's too many teams to choose from here, so... Wait, if Inner Circle if Chris Jericho and MJF actually win the tag team titles, and then Santana and Ortiz win this match, that would actually... I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Private Party on this one. I'm really not even sure. Alright, let's go to our last match. And our final match is our match on the buy-in. It's Riho, because JD needs another thing he can emphasize now besides Humberto. And I'm not gonna bother saying his last name because you know the rest. But yeah, Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Reba. It says Rebel here, but Reba, Rebel, what difference at this point does it make? So what do you do with some of the ladies who fell just a tad bit short in the Women's Eliminator Tournament? You pair them up and you give them a random fucking match. Okay, it makes sense for Britt Baker and Reba given their partnership, basically. But Riho and Thunder Rosa, well, I guess it's true. Bitter rivals, better friends? But Riho's been gone for so long on TV, and I don't know. This match really is just a filler match. You really don't even need a pre-show. Or maybe you do just to warm them up. I don't know. I'm not even sure. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win?
Okay, well, first of all, I have one thing I'd like to say about this match.
Go on.
Kiss me where my cheeks meet.
Alright.
So who I think's gonna win this match? It's a throwaway. I don't even know if Rebel's gonna be cleared. Believe
Did she get injured?
No, she was either harboring an injury or she's coming back from one.
I hear ya.
So I don't know. I mean, I love both Riho and Thunder Rosa. I think they'd be great additions to the women's division. Permanently. I know Riho was the first ever AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah,
and
but
Thunder Rosa's
unfortunately,
been
the world going to hell kind of kiboshed that for a while.
Exactly, and Thunder Rosa's been featuring more prominently ever since her feud with
Shida.
Yeah,
She feuded with Shida, didn't she?
yeah, and had a match with Deeb, just really getting herself onto the forefront. So yeah, I'm gonna. It's a throwaway match. It's on the buy-in. I'm gonna go with Riho and Rose, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baker and Rebel got the win either.
I see. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
And
And it looks like we're gonna end on a unanimous vote, folks, because I'm also going with Riho and Thunder Rosa, but I guess you really can't go wrong either way. Good grief, I'm gonna start protecting myself from corpsing sooner or later. Alright, let's just wrap this up. And there you have it, folks. Revolution has a couple dud matches for the most part, but there are a few matches that will definitely get your attention, and I've always been looking forward. What the hell was that? Okay, you don't stop, I will mute you right now, and if you keep it up, I'm gonna kick your ass like I'm Hank Hill. Anyways, for real though, this should be an entertaining pay-per-view nonetheless. Interesting to see how things do on a Sunday, the traditional pay-per-view day in the world of wrestling, but given circumstances, this is what AEW has to do. But okay, I know that was Steven that time, because I'm the one who clipped the bit and uploaded it, so I'm pretty sure he now has it saved on his hard drive like I do. Anyways, I want to thank Heathy as always for being here with me. Say bye, Heathy.
I got a fat ass and all sorts of cat.
Yeah, and I want to thank Steven as always for being here with me. Say bye, Steven.
Hey guys, coffee's gay for Roman Reigns.
Shut up! You're gay for Roman Reigns, not me.
I'm joking. But we'll see you guys for Fastlane.
Yeah, we won't be returning back to the good old Jacksonville boys until May for Double or Nothing. That will be May 29th. But
I've got a question for you before we go. It's something that's been bothering me all day.
What?
If Drew McIntyre's hair black, why not Drew McIntyre body black?
I'm not going to answer that because I think we all know where that's going to lead to. But for real, yeah, we will get back on the AEW grind around May, and currently on our plans, we should see you in about a couple weeks for Fastlane, and then a couple weeks later, we'll have, actually 3 weeks later, we will have more than likely WrestleMania on our minds. So yeah, see you all in a couple weeks or so for Fastlane, and
Kiss me where my cheeks meet.
to all the haters, what Triple H
Kiss
said.
me where my cheeks meet.
Yeah, there you go, to the haters. Bye, everybody.